The term quarantine, made famous by the COVID-19 epidemic, has become an important word in the times we are living in. To understand when God quarantined, we first need to lay on the table a few definitions so that we will be on the same page in this discourse. Quarantine is a term with Latin roots. It comes from the phrase 40 giorni, which simply means a space of 40 days. The first use of this word can be seen around the 1300s in Venice, in the event of the plague epidemic that swept across Europe. Taking ideas from the Bible, the people saw it as a plausible duration of time to prevent the spread of the disease. Here are some images of the ports of Venice during the quarantine of the 1300s. In English, however, it may be defined as a state, period, or place of isolation. This definition is vital to this discourse. The next concept we will need to understand is herd immunity. What is herd immunity? You would have probably heard this phrase in the news. Herd immunity is the indirect protection from a contagious infectious disease that happens when a population is immune either through vaccination or immunity developed through previous infection. This means that even people who aren't vaccinated or in whom the vaccine doesn't trigger immunity are protected because people around them who are immune can act as buffers between them and the infected person. Once herd immunity has been established for a while, the ability of the disease to spread is hindered, and the disease can eventually be eliminated. This is how the world eliminated diseases such as smallpox and measles. How this works is that a community that is not vaccinated against certain germ can easily be infected by the certain germ. And due to this, the whole community gets affected even from a single person being infected. If half of the community is vaccinated or is immune to this germ, then you will find that this germ only infects half of the population. When the whole community is vaccinated or immune to a germ, then you will find that the spread of this disease or the spread of this germ is hindered. And because of that, the whole community can stay healthy. And those probably who cannot get a vaccine can be helped. Those people include the elderly or people that have compromised immune systems. These can be protected from the germ through this process. So what is a vaccine? Vaccine is another Latin term that was coined due to smallpox after a preventive measure was found through the injection of the cowpox virus. This term is thus related to the cow. Vaccine is a substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against one or several diseases prepared from a causative agent of a disease, its products, or a synthetic substitute, treated to act as an antigen without inducing the disease. This simply means that a vaccine helps the body to produce chemicals that destroy pathogens or disease-causing organisms without actually causing the disease. So what are antigens and antibodies? Well, they are not complicated. You might have already guessed what these two terms are. Antigens are proteins that are found on the surface of the pathogen, as you can see here. When an antigen enters the body, the immune system produces antibodies against it. And antibodies are always Y-shaped, and these are the structures that kill the germs. How does quarantine control a disease? By limiting the movement of a pathogen, the spread of the disease may be limited. And this idea will be used later on in our discourse. But when did God quarantine?